All right, we are back on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith. Rich filling in today. Richie, how we doing, my guy?
Doing good, Duke. We are almost over the hump for the week.
Yes, we are almost there. Also, if you're new to the channel or just finding it for the first time, if you can do us a big favor, hit that like and subscribe button. That helps us big time. It's better than money. So I guess we'll get right into it, Rich. We'll rip this band-aid off first if I can get the graphic pulled up. John Mateer looks like to be out for a month.
Wow. That's going to hurt Oklahoma's chances to make the playoff big time.
Um, as I'm looking at it, the who does Oklahoma have? I got to get the SEC schedules pulled up real quick.
It's 27th this weekend. They're off next weekend. So they play Mike Kent State Golden Flashes on October 4th.
Yeah, so I'm not really worried about Oklahoma playing Kent State. But that's going forward. I can't believe they didn't get a home and home.
I know. What's up with that, man? Kent State,
So
I gotta
yeah,
see if my dad can pull some weight up there to get them come to Dick Stadium.
yeah. So Mateer out looks like to be a month. Um, as I'm looking at Oklahoma's remaining schedule, they have Texas obviously at the Cotton Bowl, or I think they play that at the old Cotton Bowl because that's why it's got to be played at
Yeah.
noon or 3:30 because it doesn't have lights. They got Texas at South Carolina, Ole Miss at Tennessee, at Alabama, Missouri, and they end it with
LSU.
LSU. So potentially, Mateer's going to miss Kent State, uh, Kent State, Texas, South Carolina, and possibly Ole Miss. What's up, Joe? That is potentially what they are looking at with no Mateer. So out of those four games, they can only afford to go 2-2. Now 1-3, that kills the chances, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it definitely kills the chances. I mean, they're not going to put a team in if you're going to have 3 losses.
No, I think they draw the line at the third loss. So that's Oklahoma's remaining schedule. So he's probably going to miss Kent State.
They should beat Tech. Honestly, I think they looked pretty good the other against Auburn the other last weekend. I think they can beat Texas.
I think Auburn got robbed big time. That's just my opinion. Auburn. That's the way I look at it. Auburn got robbed. Also, Mike Gundy out as Oklahoma Sooners head coach. Are you shocked by that, Rich?
I am not shocked. Oklahoma State, they've been pretty bad the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. He was there what, 20 plus,
I think 21 years.
21.
Yeah, I think he was, and then he was a player there. I don't think he ever left except for a brief time in when he went to Maryland.
He'll get a job somewhere else next year.
I don't know if he'll leave. If you're him, do you leave Stillwater?
I don't know. I mean, clearly, I try to find something else.
Right. I got some people on TikTok asking me questions. Do you think this is a little bit of a skip ahead off the topic? Do you think Miami's the number one team in the nation? Because I think so.
I s- uh no,
Really?
yeah, because they played a Florida team that lost to USF.
Who do you think the next coach at Oklahoma State will be?
Garrett Riley.
Really? You think he'll fast forward out of the Dabo? If they
That ship's sinking quick like the Titanic.
if they would hire him, that would kind of be a sneaky good job because really when you think about it, he can go down the aisle, everything is happy, there's no issues. It helps him reinvent himself. He's from that area or that part of the
Makes perfect sense to me.
also I think Beamer's going to Virginia Tech. Because he's about to get
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna get canned.
I think he's going to get canned at
South Carolina.
yeah, I think he's getting canned at South Carolina. I think it'll be one of those that they'll just let him out of the contract just for him to say mutually parting ways. And he gets to go to Virginia Tech and he gets to go to Virginia Tech and I hate to say like start over, but they are it helps how do I want to say this? It helps restart a new program and he'll get a ton of buzz.
Oh
It'll be
yeah,
like
just because who his dad was, because his dad was a legend at Vautech.
so there's that. Also one other thing I wanted to bring up real quick before we get into some of the other stuff. The American wins over Florida, Arkansas, Duke, Oklahoma State, Northwestern, and Kansas State. The American, put some respect on the American.
Yeah. Out.
All
I got a creature in here. Hold.
right, you're good. So the American goes through, does all that. What are some of the questions I got on the old TikTok? I go to Oklahoma State for a new coach. You got LSU or Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss wins it, to be honest. I think the Rebs can get it done. All right, you good, Rich?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right, where was I at? Let's get back to it. Oh, this graphic here. The winless teams: UMass, Miami of Ohio, Oregon State, UCLA, Sam Houston.
Ooh. Wait, is that you said Maryland's up there?
No, that is Maryland's undefeated. That
Who
is
is
Miami
that?
of
Oh,
Ohio,
Miami of Ohio. Okay.
which
I
I
couldn't
think they've
tell.
had just an absolute gauntlet of a beginner.
Dude, how about the Beavs, man? They're just they
Well,
used to be a solid team back in the day.
well, that's back when they had the Pac-12 and they recruited JUCO and Mike Riley and they did a lot of things.
Yeah.
But now they have no conference. Wazoo's bad. Oregon State is bad. So let's look at the first four for Miami. Miami had every opportunity to beat Dan Mullen in UNLV.
Yeah.
They played
They did.
Rutgers. Go ahead.
I said they did. I mean, they were taking it to them that whole game. I couldn't believe UNLV came back on that game.
So they had a bye game in Wisconsin and they had a bye game at Rutgers. So there's that. But they have Linwood and then MAC play starts. Their MAC schedule is actually fairly favorable. Will the Rebels get a win this Saturday? I hope so. Although LSU's for real on defense, but we'll get into that in a second. But Miami of Ohio's MAC schedule: Northern Illinois, Akron, Eastern, Western, Ohio, Toledo, Buffalo, Ball State.
They play. Yeah, they got to play OU though, right?
Yeah.
I'd
They
put
actually,
money. They could run a gauntlet on that.
if they win 8 games, if they go undefeated in MAC play, they're the best MAC team in a
They'll go
while.
they'll go to the MAC championship, and I'd put money on OU winning the
Because you
MAC
got
title.
Toledo, and OU the same year. But anyway, what brings me to the winless teams, your boy Arch Manning flexing on a Sam Houston State defensive back. When asked about it, he said, "My mom was pretty mad about that." Thoughts?
Don't piss your mom off, kid. She'll beat your ass.
So
I mean, like, what? Where was this against Ohio State?
right, that's kind of
Where was
it's
this dog mentality? Where was that fire in the belly?
it's very, very off-putting to say the least, I think.
Yeah.
We have somebody in here that's saying Miami is trash, LSU is trash. Florida State, I think, who Miami plays next week, will smack them in the mouth. Texas is trash. OSU versus Washington money line. This is what I'm getting on the TikTok. I don't know. I think Ohio State's like a minus 400, so you're really going out on a limb there. But anyway. Also, did you ever see this picture of Mike Gundy at his press conference?
Which
Here,
picture?
this picture.
See, I liked Mike Gundy. I thought the dude was hilarious.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he was an interesting character. I mean, we was talking about Ollie Gordon last year carrying the ball, 53 games. He was going to punish him for 53 carries a game last year. Remember that?
yes.
Because he got caught. You know what?
Oh
And he's like,
yeah.
I've not done that. I've always done that before. Like, dude, chill.
Yes. On an NFL note, Jackson Dart, I guess, is starting next week. I guess we'll see how that works out.
Oh,
Are they going to blow it up in New York? I know this isn't an NFL
dude,
show, but I think they're going to blow it up.
they're gonna fire that GM.
I think you fire Shane. I think you leave Dable there because he's kind of been a
Daboll's
one-legged. It's not
yeah.
really his fault. And also, they let Daniel Jones go in. Now Daniel Jones looks like a world beater in Indianapolis. That's just kind of what it is. You let Saquon walk. What are you expecting? Also, we got people asking about the Penn State Oregon game. Any thoughts?
That's a toss up, Duke. I really don't know. Is that what, Oregon, or is that Penn State?
It's at Penn State.
I think Oregon comes out on top.
Yeah. I think Oregon wins that game. I just think Oregon can put up a number that Penn State can't catch.
Yeah, and they're gonna. I mean, they don't have any wideouts. Tyler Warren's gone. They just have the two tailbacks.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe Penn State will ground and pound and beat them up. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? They might go to the wishbone the whole game and just.
You know what's interesting with that? How bad do you think? And I know we normally don't talk TV ratings, but how bad do you think? How bad do you think CBS wants the SEC back for college football?
Oh, they want him. They want him back bad.
Because I'm trying to find the ratings if they've came out yet. So I don't know. I don't know if Michigan, Ohio, or not Michigan, Ohio State, but I don't think the numbers are out. I don't think they come out until like Wednesday or Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find them really quick. But here's the Big Ten power rankings. Do you agree with that? I don't disagree hardly at all.
I don't disagree. I mean, I agree all the way through 1 through 18, 1 through 18. Indy, I
Um,
mean, Signetti, how many points did he put up on Illinois last week? Did he put up 63?
yes,
Did he put, okay, I told you he was going to put up 63.
he put up a ton. Um, do you think UCLA is the worst team the in the uh in the Big Ten?
I think Northwestern is.
Appreciate the follow. Getting a lot of hottie toddy over here for the Old Miss jersey. It just keeps on. It's not. Chat GPT isn't doing what I need it to do. But yeah, I think UCLA might be the worst team in the Big Ten. Just
How about Nico chasing the bag and going
the
out there?
Nico thing. I bet Michigan, Nebraska did a big number, 9.3. Why would they miss Ole Miss versus Arkansas? No, the 3:00 game that went up against Michigan, Nebraska was Oklahoma, and Auburn. That's. I wish it would give me the updated. I wonder if I can find it this way, but Oregon, Penn State square off Saturday night. That is going up against what is it? That's going up against Alabama, Georgia. I can't believe NC's
You think Bama's going to get the win?
I don't know. That's
Think they're going to run into a buzzsaw?
I don't know, because the reason why I say that is that my boy Cisco put it out on their podcast yesterday. They had that we've had 3 presidents in a global pandemic the last time Georgia lost a home game. So a regular season home game. So I don't know how that is going to fare for them. I wonder if it's got this week. I'm looking. There's week 4. So this is just week 4. Auburn, Oklahoma. Here it is. It's out. So the number 1 game in the time slot was 7:30. Florida, Miami did 6.6 million. Auburn, Oklahoma did 6.1. Now, Michigan, Nebraska did do numbers. It did. Dave was right. It did 5.3. And then that's followed by Texas Tech, Utah on Big Noon did 4.4. Clemson, Syracuse did 3.9. Iowa, Rutgers on a Friday night did 3-1.
For a Friday night.
That number, Oklahoma, Michigan. Yeah, Michigan's got a big fan base. I ain't going to lie on that one.
Yep.
So pretty much Vandy, Georgia State did 52K. Tulane Ole Miss did 1.5. Huh. That is a Tulsa, Oklahoma State did 1.75. 1.57, sorry. Yeah, Texas Tech does look good this year.
Yeah. They're going to be sneaky good. I think they're the team that comes out of the Big 12.
Yeah, I also think that there's only going to be one team in the Big 12 as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you're getting two. I don't think it's going to be a
No.
2-team league. Michigan, Oklahoma was a 9, did 9.3. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, Dave. That was on ABC. It wasn't on CBS. So it doesn't help for the collective good. But if you go back to, I wonder if it'll, ACC Big 12 kind of owned the TV ratings this week. Yeah, because I think outside of the Big 10 and the SEC had the top 2 rated games. The Big 10 was 3rd. I mean, Big Noon was 4th.
That game started at what, 10 o'clock? Yeah, 10 o'clock on Saturday, right? Texas Tech, Utah.
Yeah. I don't know if Ole Miss will cover the 1.5, but I think they win it outright. Okay, so week 3. Revisionist history here. We'll go back a week. Georgia, Tennessee. We knew that was going to do a massive number on ABC. So Georgia, Tennessee does 12-5. Florida, Oklahoma, or Florida, LSU did 7-6. A&M, Notre Dame did 6-2. Clemson, Georgia Tech did 4.7. Wisconsin, Alabama on ABC did over 4. Houston, Florida, Miami. Miami was doing the heavy lifting. Ole Miss, Arkansas didn't do a great number. I'm just looking here, but Houston, Colorado did almost 3 million on a Friday night. Can you imagine that?
I could imagine that.
And then we'll go
everybody wants to watch Prime.
Oh yeah. And then
want
week
to see
2
how well he does in year 3.
Week
Go ahead,
2
Duke, sorry.
Go ahead. The week that Dave is talking about, week 2, Michigan, Oklahoma did a 9-6, followed by the 3:30 window. But see, that's on ABC. The 3:30 window on ABC was a 4-7. Kentucky, Ole Miss did a better number than Iowa, Iowa State.
Wow.
And in a fun fact here, the CW did over 1 million with Baylor SMU at noon.
Yeah, the CW.
Oh yeah, the CW's in the mix. I think as long as the CW keeps putting out a decent product, I think they'll keep getting games.
Yeah, because they got the Pac-2 last year, right?
Right. So nobody's came close to the Fox number yet. The Fox number with week 1/week 0, the Texas, Ohio State did 16-6. Notre Dame, Miami did over 10. Alabama did over 10. Clemson did over 10. North Carolina did 6 on a Monday night. Virginia Tech, South Carolina on a Sunday afternoon did a 5. League games both weeks, Michigan and Ohio State have real points. The numbers, Michigan and Ohio State will push the rest of the league. That is a fair point, but you could only put one of them at noon. That's the problem, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for a lot of people that don't know, Cincinnati Bengals former running back Rudy Johnson passes away at the age of 45, confirmed Tuesday. Johnson's death was first reported by TMC. Cause of death and exact date were not disclosed. In a statement from the Bengals, Rudy was a fine person, an excellent running back for us. Bengals president Mike Brown said he was dependable and a productive player, very popular among his teammates. Everyone liked him and saw him as a dear friend. We are deeply saddened by his passing. R.I.P. Rudy Johnson, dead at the age of 45.
Wow. Man.
So, I know that it just whenever, because I believe he played at Auburn. Also, I mean, I talked about it yesterday. Former Appalachian State coach, Coach Clark, passed away. Sean Clark at the age of 50. So, it's a one of those tough ones that's out there. I guess we can play this game for a minute because fine, that I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. Dave, they haven't confirmed any details. All right, here's Joe's logic on the Miami stuff. Here it is. We'll put it out there for everybody to see. I don't believe Miami should be in the top 5. Certainly not 2. This credit by beating Notre Dame, and it was at home for the first time in a starting quarterback in the rain with a stupid catch. Okay, let me unpack that a little bit. The reason got to disagree. Miami looks like the real thing. I think Miami looks real. I really do. From everything that I've seen, I think Miami looks real, and they're nasty up front. And that was one thing when Joe called into the show couple days ago. I told him, I said the big thing that I worry about Texas A&M is that they're nasty up front. Indy played bad. Also, there's a lot of things coming out about whether Freeman should take over the defense. He says he's not touching it. Who knows?
Oh, he's going to be touching it. You watch.
I think that if it's the problem with Notre Dame is right now is that every week is a playoff game.
Yeah.
And if they lose at Fayetteville, it's over.
Yeah.
You can't put a 3-loss team in.
No. You definitely can't.
Because that's why I read off a bunch of schedules yesterday, because there's too many ACC teams, there's too many Big 12 teams that have the potential to go 11-1 and 10-2. So,
like you said, Duke, every game's a playoff game.
It is.
For them.
Chris, my Ash, they are bad. Yep. So, okay, here's the list of candidates that ESPN has put out for the Oklahoma State job. Jeff Traylor at UTSA. I don't disagree with that. G.J. Kinney, the coach at Texas State, which he was on the short list. Texas A&M offensive coordinator Kellen Klein, the old Kansas State quarterback, which I think if he stays right where he's at, he'll be the head coach at K-State, because I don't think they're happy with what's going on up there. North Texas coach Eric Morris, not shocked, young guy. And then Oklahoma offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle. He's in his 30s. So no Garrett Riley on the list.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Do I Texas Tech to the playoffs? Yes. Here's the deal. I guess they offered Gundy to finish out the season, and they were just going to make it a whatever it was, but people are saying LSU wins by 20. I don't know about that. Joe here says, I'm not sold on Ash by any stretch, but 3 games, 2 were against top 10 harsh. Yeah. I think A&M's for real as well. But I look at this and I think thoughts on we're gonna get there. Also, one last thing before we get into the look ahead games. This is what it's gonna be for the SEC, the 9-game slate, more matchups, protected rivalries, blah 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 blah. AKA they're changing the college football format and we are adapting to it is basically what that means.
Yep.
Any thoughts on the SEC going to 9 game
About
scheduling?
time. It's about time. That's all I can say. Instead of having to, Bama playing Mercer or the week before the Iron Bowl, you play another SEC opponent.
I think it's because they're getting $8 million per school for one game. That's really
what they're paying out per school.
They keep on trying to say it's 5. They're saying it's 5 million, and I'm just like, if it was 5 million, Sankey would have got it done last year for this year. Because that was the number being floated. I think it's like 8.5 per school. So I guess we'll run down some matchups here, see if anything moves the needle. Virginia, Florida State on Friday night. Anything moving the needle there?
Go Noles. What's the spread?
Virginia's laying 6.
What's the over under?
59.5.
Give me the under.
I don't think that would be a bad bet. The under, because you're expecting, even if Florida State, although it is rough because the Gus Bus, buddy. I mean, the Gus Bus he'll do some Signetti stuff. I mean, he hung 73 on the Golden Flashes and wasn't even trying.
Must you remind me? Hey, but they did take out Castellanos, though.
Oh, yeah, Castellanos had a little bit of an injury.
Yeah. He boogered him up, buddy.
So that's all the ranked teams. I guess let me get the full slate because I guess we're not probably right. I think it might be more than 10 wins this year, but that always proves to be wrong. And we did it because we wanted to, not because the Big Ten pushed it. Well, some of the things that I have heard on some of that. Yeah, we did. We talked about that at the very beginning, Dave, about Mateer being out. He's going to be out a month. And then we'll get to the matchups for the weekend. One of the big things that I threw out there was I don't think you're going to get, because Tony Petitti keeps on talking about these auto bids. I don't think you're getting the auto bids.
I hope not. I hope not.
Because they kept on they kept on doing they kept on talking about, well, the Big Ten's guaranteed 4 auto bids. And it's like, yeah, but not every year the Big Ten has 4 teams that deserve to be in the playoff.
No, you can't go off those auto bids. Yeah, it needs to be one through how many teams are going to be in there now? 16, Duke?
I think it goes to 16 next year.
Is it
I just
16? So is it 12 this year or is it 14? I can't keep up because they keep changing every goddamn year.
it's 12 this year, but they have the option to um oh, I got to stop. I really got to stop watching the news, man.
Why?
I have a quad box on,
Oh,
and it's got like an Eagles rerun. It has ESPN. Then for some reason there's NCIS, and then a news channel. I just got to stop watching the news.
yeah.
12 again. I just think the auto bid thing is dumb because is the fourth best team in some of these leagues better than like the second best team? Well, yeah, obviously. I like the idea to take people out of it and to know they need to do it before the season. Yes, that's the whole thing, because you could end up with I'll do this real quick because somebody else got mad at me when I did this and said, "Well, that's a different year. The time has changed." No, is it really?
I still think they need to do away with the rankings until conference play happens.
I don't disagree.
And Mike Evans is going to be out in 3 to 4 weeks. Son of a bitch.
So here's the deal. In if With all things being the same in 2022-23, you know who the fourth best team was in the Big 10?
In 23,
Yeah.
uh, Penn State.
Nope, not the fourth best. So you mean to tell me you wanted to guarantee Maryland with a 4-5 Big 10 record a playoff spot? Like, what are we doing? Like, we're not like it has nothing to do with the SEC or anything. It's well, I guess this is back when they had divisions, but still
Yeah.
you would have 8-5 Illinois. You lost 4 Big 10 games. Who did you lose to that year? Not that I'm trying to pick on Burt, but in 23 when Illinois finished third. So they had a loss to Kansas, lost to Purdue, lost to Nebraska, lost to Wisconsin. And then they lost to Iowa and Northwestern.
Yep.
Or they weren't 8-5, but
They lost,
they're
and did you say Wisconsin too?
oh, sorry, the 8-5 year. I was looking at the wrong year. They lost to Indiana by a field goal. Then they lost to Michigan State, Purdue, and Michigan. They lost to Michigan by 2, and that was a playoff team.
Oh yeah. Yep. Because they were winning that game, weren't they, Duke?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How the hell were they the fourth best with losing 5 games? I don't know. That's where the Big
That's
Ten was.
some
And
logic.
I get it. The Big Ten, in my opinion, is super top heavy. The middle of the league can't compete with the upper echelon of the league. It just can't.
No, they can't.
And also, it just like, what are we doing? Like, I do this all the time. Is Northwestern a serious football program?
I don't think they are.
But their
They
league
they 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 were under Pat Fitzgerald. I'll tell you that.
Dave's here pushes back and says, but their league record wouldn't be what gets you in. if SC improves, the Big Ten will easily be the best conference. Well, but is USC for real though? That's the big. That's the $1,000,000 question. Because is Northwestern a serious program? Not since they fired Pat Fitzgerald. Don't know what's going on in Wisconsin. Purdue, that's a question mark because I don't know if Barry Odom can get that fixed. I think Purdue might just be a broken entity.
I think they're on the same wavelength as Northwestern, Duke.
And I try not to beat Rutgers up too much, but because the Shiano thing, he's the only person that's had success there. The only person.
Don't get me going on him. Please don't.
I'm just saying at the college level, he's the only person that had success at Rutgers.
He had true. I agree, but
it just so Nebraska. I think they're trending in the right direction. I think Michigan State is trending in the right direction. Illinois is well on their way, but the whole beatdown in Bloomington was tough on them. I think that they might drop another one. They didn't have anything until he got there first. That's true. Minnesota PJ Fleck, is that a serious program? Nobody takes Minnesota. Nobody takes Minnesota seriously. And then you have UCLA that's already fired their coach, so we know where they're at. Washington, I think the Huskies are Nike Under Armour money. Yeah. I think Washington has been okay. They've been consistent. I mean, they've been really, really bad in the past, but they get really, really good because I think they've hired good coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Have to see what Jed Fish does. Iowa, Kirk Ferentz, that's 8-5 written all over it.
Every year.
8-5. 8-4, 9-3. Oregon's really up there. Maryland is not a serious program. I like Mike Loxley, but I think that I want to say that is done like dinner up there. I mean SC, Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, Michigan. Although I don't know. There's a lot of scrutiny on the Underwood kid right now. Huskies need.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. Hats off to that team up north. They got a 1-2 punch at tailback this year. It's going to be very tough to take down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Justice Haynes, that kid, that's an NFL running back right there.
Oh yeah.
I like that kid. I mean, yeah, I'm the biggest Buckeye fan though, but when it comes to pro talent, that kid's going to be special at the next level.
Yeah, I think he'll be. I think Justice Haynes is a really good prospect, to be honest. Did you like how they did the protected rivalries in the SEC?
Yeah.
There was a lot of complaining about, if I could find the graphic. Gosh dang it. But I'm trying to find it real quick. Who their fixed opponents are going to be, because I was going to ask you about it, because I think there was some of it. Michigan's not losing again until Ohio State does something. Trying to get this to work because I had the graphic. I think I deleted it, but okay. Annual opponents. So it says here are the annual fixed opponents for each SEC team from 26 to 29. The SEC schedule is moving to a 9-game conference schedule. Each team has 3 annual fixed opponents, and their other 6 are going to rotate. If I click this, does this give me what I need with everybody's annual opponents? So the SEC has announced its annual opponents, and it reads as follows, Rich. Tell me when you have a disagreement. Alabama has Auburn, Mississippi State, Tennessee. Should Alabama have LSU instead of Mississippi State?
Yeah, I think so.
Also, I'm just going to go out on a limb for the folks on TikTok. Like, come on, guys. You guys got to draft better before the season starts. And anybody who's making a trade, 9 times out of 10, you're getting jobbed. Because if someone comes to you with a trade, you're getting jobbed big time because they're trying to screw you. Also, Mike Gundy out as head coach. Oh, dude, I'm saving that one for a while. He did that at a press conference, I think, like week 1.
This year?
Yeah, he did that this year. He lifted his shirt up for some reason.
He's an odd fellow. He's an odd fellow.
Oh, yeah. Is it a bad trade? Yes. It's you got to draft better because when you're making trades in fantasy, it just doesn't.
What's the trade? What's the trade?
Okay. Giving Patrick Mahomes and Brock Bowers for Puka Nacua and Tucker Kraft.
Ooh.
Why would you trade Brock Bowers? He's the best tight end in the league.
Yeah, why? What are you doing, kid?
I'm telling you, dude, I get tons of fantasy questions. Like Packers or Vikings defense.
Packers.
I mean, I think it's obvious the Packers, but I think the only reason why I think the Vikings defense would be somewhat of a sell is because they're playing in Ireland this week.
Yeah.
It just it's unbelievable. But we'll get back on the trade thing and then we'll get everybody out of here. We got I'm giving Brock Bowers for Puka Nacua. I think that's a bad trade, but whatever.
Getting fleeced.
I think you're getting fleeced, but so here's another one. Trade Neighbors and Goodwin for Jordan Madison, Ladd, Travion / Scattaboo.
That's a terrible trade.
That's a bad trade too. You got to draft better, people.
You gotta go tailback, white out. That's what you got to do. First thing,
right
off the gate.
Yeah, because if you have really good running backs, you'll pretty much win every fantasy league you're in.
Yeah.
One year I had DeMarco. It fell to me. I had DeMarco Murray. I had Le'Veon Bell. I had Antonio Brown.
You got on my squad.
That was 1 year, but I haven't played fantasy football.
So I got Bucky, I got King Henry at my tailbacks. I got Brandon Tootin at my flex. I got Agbuka and Devontae Adams at my wideouts and Tucker Kraft at tight end. Jordan Love quarterback.
Dave's here says I got an LB to trade for a wide receiver too. And then this guy, the dude says, yeah, I wasn't trying to make a trade. Connor's leg getting amputated set me back. Yeah, that's a rough one. But anyway, we'll get back to the opponents. We'll get everybody out of here. I know we started a little later than usual, but appreciate Richie joining the stream tonight. Are you going to be back on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right?
I'm going to try.
Okie dokie. So
I'm hoping. Yes, maybe this Thursday I will be back.
The Arkansas fixed opponents are LSU, Missouri, Texas. Why do they keep trying to force the Missouri thing?
That doesn't make sense to me. I get with LSU because the Golden Boot trophy, but Missouri, I don't. Explain to me, enlighten me, Duke. Why Missouri?
I don't get the Missouri. I don't get it either.
I mean, it sounds like they're just trying to create a brand new rivalry. You know,
Yeah, it doesn't really make
it
any
doesn't.
sense.
Yeah, it doesn't fit. And you said Texas?
Yes, they put Texas on there.
Well, that makes sense because of the Big Eight back in the what, the 90s? Weren't they in the Big Eight?
Hey, hold on one second. Hey, Steven, I'm doing a podcast. See, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but on YouTube, I'm actually talking to somebody. I can actually read though, but Steven writes, "This mac and cheese boy ain't got a clue talking to space," and then puts "can't read." Why would I have headphones and not be staring at the screen all the time? It's just very bizarre. Very bizarre. But yeah, so they keep on trying to force. I get the LSU thing, but
Oh yeah.
Missouri Texas is unbelievable. I don't get that. And then Auburn has Alabama Georgia, which that makes sense. And then they throw Vandy in there.
Hmm. Georgia playing Vandy.
Dude, producing the show. At least 3 fonts. You're an animal. I try. But they put Vandy with Auburn. And then the more bizarre thing they did whenever we look at this is Florida. Florida had Georgia. They have Georgia. Makes sense. Kentucky makes sense. South Carolina. Why wouldn't Tennessee be on there?
South Carolina. They're just
Yeah.
throwing shit to the wall to see what sticks as far as trying to force a rivalry on.
And then Georgia obviously has Auburn, Florida, and then they give Georgia South Carolina. To me, I get it. It's old SEC East stuff, but I don't know. The Georgia South Carolina makes more sense than Georgia Florida, I think. But the players and the names are gone. If you think about it, the South Carolina Florida thing was because Spurrier was there.
Yeah.
Now that you have no Spurrier, you have Shane Beamer. It doesn't fit the narrative.
No.
And then here's another bizarre one. I know a lot of people just don't care about Kentucky, but Kentucky has Florida, kind of. I can see it. Um, Florida, Tennessee, death taxes, and Tennessee's beating Kentucky, and then South Carolina again. South Carolina's protected rivalries are done in the first three. They have Kentucky, Florida, and Georgia. Why? Mississippi State's LSU's is Arkansas, Ole Miss, A&M, and they keep on trying to force the LSU A&M thing. I mean, it makes sense for the TV people.
Yeah, for TV, but
And then I'll go
for
down
your for your football fan, it's just like they're just head scratchers.
I think they tried to do the close proximity thing because technically across the Gulf of America, College Station is somewhat there, but I mean that's more Houston than anything. So where was I at? So Mississippi State is Alabama, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt. Missouri is Arkansas, Oklahoma, A&M. I kind of get the Missouri having Oklahoma and A&M because those are old Big 12 foes.
Right.
But whenever they released this, I seen more pushback for the Missouri to play Kansas. But Oklahoma's got Missouri, Ole Miss, and Texas. I guess it's kind of close, but whatever. South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky. Very bizarre. And then Tennessee has Alabama, Kentucky, Vanderbilt. That makes sense. Really,
Yeah.
it does. Texas has Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and Arkansas. Not bad what they did there. LSU
Mhm.
head scratcher, Texas and Missouri for A&M. And then Vanderbilt has Auburn, Mississippi State, and Tennessee. Okay. With that being said, where do you think Gundy ends up as head coach? Because you know he ain't going to be a coordinator. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's not going to be a coordinator. I say, like we were talking earlier, Beamer goes to Vatek. I think Gundy goes to South Carolina.
I don't think they're hiring him.
You don't think?
No. I think I think he's group of 5 or nothing.
Where do you think he's going to go?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I wouldn't be shocked if Gundy just let it ride, if he just retired. Cuz really what would be the point of him leaving? He wouldn't have to leave Stillwater. You don't have to move.
Moving sucks.
Well, I mean, a lot of those folks, they paid an exorbitant amount of money for them to do it. But then again, you got to think Gundy's probably been in the same house, and he loses $5 million if he takes another job.
Yeah. So to your point, maybe retirement does look good. Hell, his pension's probably great working for the university.
Oh
I mean,
no,
he's what?
he's got like 30 years in.
Oh, I take the put your time in.
I would.
Papers in, retire.
Oh yeah, because if you think about it, Gundy is, I think, 7 or 8 years older than Dabo. Because I think Dabo's just barely 50. I think.
So he was 40 in 07. He's almost 60. 'Cause that was 18 years ago.
Because Dabo's 55. And I think he's still got a lot of life in him.
Oh yeah, yeah, Dabo does.
Gundy's 58.
Yep, I was right. I said 58. Yep. You know he played quarterback at OK State.
Yes, I did know that. He was there when the a lot of people don't know this, but the lineman that blocked for Barry Sanders, the War Pigs, was the name of their offensive line.
Hmm.
Do you know who the last coach at Oklahoma State was?
No
Before
idea, Duke.
before Gundy? It'll
Not a
shock
clue.
you. Les Miles.
Oh,
And then Les went to LSU and Gundy got hired.
got yeah. Wow, was that long ago? Jesus.
Yeah. So, oh man. I guess with that being said, we have hit the hour mark, and Beamer or Gundy would do well with a Memphis or a Houston Central. Those directional Michigan teams. I also remember Gundy. He was a little even back in the mid 80s. Yeah, that is right. I guess we'll wrap it here. Appreciate everybody on TikTok. We're gonna shut that down. Um, appreciate everybody watching on YouTube, Twitter. If you could do us the biggest favor, hit the like and subscribe button, help us grow this thing. And we're gonna get everybody out of here, even though we started like 15 minutes later than I had anticipated. But there is that. But his washboard belly Duco, wow. All right. Even out on that note, also Mike Gundy out as Oklahoma State coach. Everybody, have a good night. We'll see you later.
Have a good night, everybody. Later.